Hey, it's Thomas here, and today we're doing a quick review on Theiling's Compact Roller Mat. If you're tired of having to clean and swap filter socks every other day and want to be able to remove all the uneaten food, fish and coral waste, and other debris from the water column before it breaks down into nutrients that can fuel algae and cause other nutrient-related issues with one of the most affordable and easy to implement fleece rollers out there, then check out Theiling's Compact Roller Mat. Mechanical filtration is one of the simpler forms of filtration, trapping debris and waste, removing it from the water column before it has a chance to break down into ammonia, phosphate, nitrate, and other unwanted nutrients that can fuel algae and foul the tank. Sponges, foam or floss pads, and filter socks are all commonly used and do a really great job, but they all share the exact same flaw. If they aren't regularly removed, cleaned, and replaced, the waste they trap just breaks down anyways since it's still in the water in your tank, which means you have to stay on top of frequent maintenance for them to work effectively. Enter the automatic fleece roller, which is becoming a very popular option since it takes the often daily chore of swapping out your mechanical media off of your plate so you have less dripping, washing, and replacing to do. Because let's face it, if it's not something you want to do, you're probably not going to do it often enough, and then that just defeats the whole purpose and your mechanical media is not really helping. Thankfully, Theiling has made adding an automatic fleece roller to your setup much easier with the Roller Mat Compact. It is a simpler drop-in solution rated for up to 500 gallons per hour of flow that is ready to go right out of the box. Let me show you. You just screw on the stepped barb fitting and it's ready to get hooked up to your drain line using 1 inch, 1 1/4 inch, or 1 1/2 inch tubing. That's it. Alternatively, the threading also works for standard 1 1/2 inch PVC fittings if you want to use PVC plumbing for a custom fit. This compact version of Theiling's roller mat can either sit inside the sump with the included stand, or if you have a rimless sump, you can actually hang it on the side using the clip on the back. Just make sure that the water depth is no more than 4 inches up the black body of the roller mat. How it works is pretty simple. Water enters through the inlet pipe at the center and has to pass through the fleece before making it into the sump. As the fleece traps waste, the water level inside the roller mat rises and lifts up the internal float switch, which activates the motor and spools up some fresh new fleece while removing the old fleece, taking out the junk, gunk, debris, and waste from the water column before it gets a chance to break down. It also has a roughly 1 inch backup drain, so if for whatever reason the water level inside the roller mat gets too high, whether something clogs up or the flow rate is too high, it can safely exit back to the sump. Similar to a felt filter sock, it's going to pull out the vast majority of physical waste like uneaten food, fish and coral poop, strands of wayward algae, as well as other debris, preventing all of the nutrients bound up in that waste from being broken down and released into the tank. Anything small enough to actually pass through the fleece is going to be a prime candidate for removal by your skimmer. Once the fleece roll is all used up, swapping it out is easy enough. Turn off the roller mat with the switch on the back, remove the empty roll side first, open up the clip at the inlet pipe and remove the inlet, then remove the old roll. Take the ends of that spool and slip them onto the new roll, attach the end of the new roll to the opposite roller with the gears, roll a bit on so it's holding snugly, and then reinsert the inlet pipe, clamp it in place, and set the new roll into the roller mat. Then you can turn it back on and it's ready to go. Each roll can last around 3 months or more for the average reefer, depending on feeding, bioload, maintenance habits, and other filtration, and at just under $17 per roll when you buy a 3-pack, that will average out to about $6 or less monthly, which is super affordable, more so than I was expecting, and honestly, in my opinion, well worth not having to deal with swapping and washing and cleaning filter socks every other day, or dealing with floss every other day and dripping everywhere. The appeal is, I get it. In fact, Ryan has been a huge fan of automating mechanical filtration ever since adding the original Theiling roller mat on the BRS 160, and has also added a fleece roller to the BRS 360 build, which definitely says a lot. Once you hear Ryan explain how his fleece roller works in conjunction with his other filtration, it's all just gonna click. You can check it out in this video right here. Even if you plan on sticking with your filter socks or your other mechanical filtration method, knowing this is really going to be food for thought and give you kind of a new perspective on how it's going to affect your skimmer or your macroalgae, and that might change your plans. So check it out.